on, boys. We're at Waterfront. Gonna grab a couple things because I got a cool ass video for you. Red stuff. I'll tell you why in a minute. There they are. Yeah, we're gonna need some of this stuff. What I'm really looking for are plastics with red in them. It's really the kicker here, and I'll explain it to you in a minute. All right, we got everything. We gotta get out of here. Hashtag don't go in a bait shop with cash. All right, I'm gonna let you on to this in just a second. Big pimpin'. Space, balls. We are pre-fishing for another tournament, and I'm gonna try to make this as quick as I can because I wanna take you out and do some of these experiments and these tests that we're gonna do. And I have one goal in practice. One, I wanna figure out how to upgrade my size, make some of those 4-pounders, 5-pounders. I wanna tweak my presentations. And two, I wanna try to catch a gigantic bass, like over 6 pounds, 6 and change kind of thing. That's sort of my framework, 6 to 8 pounds. So I'm gonna throw a little picture on the screen right now. The other day I was out, I caught a 4.5 pounder and it coughed this thing up. Giant red crayfish, dude, in the grass. So I'm like, Mike, you've been throwing this stick bait, and I think they're eating brim and I think they're eating shad, but I never thought about them eating like giant crayfish. And the thing was super red. So what I'm gonna do is I stopped in Waterfront. I got 2 things to spike it, red and orange. Basically, that means I can take any of my soft plastics and put a little dip tail on them. Let me show you what I did with this one. So I got a Carolina rig. I took my Ace and I put an orange tail on it, just like that. So I'm gonna be playing around with that kind of stuff. The other thing that I did is I got some Strike King Menaces, and then I got some net bait stick baits that have like a red and green look, just like that crawfish. I'm not a big color guy, but at the same time, when it comes to upgrading size just a little bit and getting some of those bigger ones to bite and tricking them when you know they're down there, sometimes little color tweaks can matter. I also got some different baits to drag on a Carolina rig, like this beaver right here. It's got that orange and red and then a little bit of darkness. A lot of guys don't drag. They'll flip, pitch, punch with like beaver style and creature baits, but a lot of guys don't drag them. And those straight tail appendages are super subtle, just like that stick bait, that Ace that I'm using. So I kind of like that concept. The other thing that I'm doing is I got some tubes. Old tube tuberson, which is absolutely naughty in the grass. We used to flip a lot of tubes down in Florida. I don't think they get enough love in sort of the central South and the southern United States when it comes to bass fishing. Super versatile bait, and they just don't see it. Great crawfish imitator. So, and it's got bait fuel in it. So who knows? Yeah, I will take any advantage I can get. There's been a glide bait bite. Jacob's super dialed into it. I'm not very good at it. And a lot of my fish are around the grass more. So what I did is I took a Magnum Fluke just like this and put a little belly weight on it. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna treat that just like I would a jerk bait or a glide bait around the grass and see if I can trick a few fish with that, play around with that suspended presentation, but once again, in a bigger bait. If we can upgrade just size-wise, like what we were working with by like a half pound, maybe a pound in some places, like we'll be at 25, 26 pounds. We can catch a mega bag, but it takes some work. It takes some blood, sweat, and tears, and that's exactly what we're gonna do today. So hit that like and subscribe button. Let's go test this red crawfish thing out, all right? There she is. That was the Carolina rig with the orange tip Ace. Not a great big one, but part of the deal is just to get some confidence in doing this, and playing with some of these colors too. A little 1.5, 2 pounder. But we're gonna switch it up and we're gonna try another bait. So I'm kind of curious about this red beaver thing. So we're going to try that, and then I'm gonna drag a tube through there, I think. But it's basically just, standard beaver creature tail. I'm gonna put it on a Carolina rig. One trick is, this is a little lighter Carolina rig. It's 3 Ace. I'm gonna pull the tails apart, but it looks just like a craw, or a bluegill. That's kind of the beauty of these creature baits. They're super versatile. I'm just curious if I get a different reaction to like switching up the baits like that. There's a bite. That might be a little bit better. Just dragging that Carolina rig. I got the beaver on this time. Not a great big one, I don't think. But, oh, he's good. That's actually a decent one, dude. I probably shouldn't do this. I can't do this because I'm got a Carolina rig. Got it right in the bottom. Like he was going down to eat it. It's a 3-pounder. Not a huge upgrade, but it definitely came on a beaver style bait, but they get wrecked quick, I guess, too. So we're gonna try something a little bit different now again. This is the one I've really been wondering about. The big Magnum Fluke jerkbait, got a little belly weight on there. I wanna see how fast it actually sinks. Medium fast. It's gonna be annoying to fish though, just kind of like the glide bait. But if it works, I don't care how annoying it is. Got it on 15-pound fluorocarbon, a little SLX. Curious how well I can find it on forward facing. XD3 7-foot medium heavy, just your classic like bigger Fluke setup. And I'm just gonna sink it down there to where I think there's fish, and it's gonna take a minute. That's the biggest challenge. And then I'm gonna just do some jerk twitches and see if some fish will come up and react to it. There's one. That's on. Oh, he come off. All right, that's really interesting. I need a bigger hook. There's no doubt I need a bigger hook, or I need to let them eat it better. This Fluke rig is really simple. So I got a Magnum Zoom Fluke. I have, this is I think an Owner 1/8 ounce belly weighted hook with a screw lock in it. I'm gonna have to play with, it's a 4/0 hook. It's too small. I'm gonna have to play with the hook sizing, and I might want to put a stinger on it. But for now, I just want to see if I can get a bit on it. And when I go home, I'll go into the mad scientist lab and play with it and try to figure out a better way to keep hooked up. But you just screw that thing in, and then I'm hooking it so like the hook tip's almost ready to come through. It's part of the reason why I'm probably using a lot of baits, but you can see that hook, it's just a little short for that setup. So that's something we're gonna have to tweak a little, but it works. That's all that matters. Just using like a very like chop glide or like soft jerkbait technique, almost like a winter jerkbait technique, letting it sink almost all the way down, and then I'll put just like 2 pops into it, let it kind of settle, almost hover, like that hover rig we were using, that Gambler one. And then every once in a while I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, just to make a little dart. I'm having trouble seeing it on the forward facing sonar, so I don't know if they're behind it, but I'm just trying to trigger a fish that might be sitting behind it. And it's kind of blind fishing. I know they're in this general area swimming around, and I know they're suspended fish, so I'm just trying to keep that bait just dancing like 3 to 5 feet above the bottom, and try to trick some of those jokers to come and get it. When they get it, they eat it just like a Senko or a stick bait that's like weightless. All of a sudden your line goes tight, and everything gets taut and it just loads up, but you got to give them a second to eat it. Worst hook set ever, but that's fun. I got one on the Flukester. Not as big as I was hoping, but it works. Never hook set like that, gentlemen. Never hook set. We gotta make some tweaks to how this is set up, because we're gonna miss a lot of fish otherwise. But, oops, sorry, bud. Little 2-pounder on the Magnum Fluke. I think we have something here, because this is the way I can fish some of these grass lines. It's gonna eat a lot of baits, but I can fish some of these grass lines and use that jerkbait kind of approach for these suspended fish and not worry about getting hung up in the eelgrass and that. Oh my God, I'm missing so many. Dude, I gotta do something about that hook. I should just put a stinger on it just to see. Damn it, he ate it. Must be freaking like spots or something grabbing the tail. Or they got smart because they know my little dangle was on there. See the teeth marks? We figured a little something out here. Oh my God, there's so many of them on it right now. There it is. might be a better one. Yep. Oh, stay on. Stay on. That's Mondo Monderson right there, boys. Oh. Oh, I'll get you back. Hold on. Okay, the glide catch is big. Is it 5? Is it almost 6? Like how stout is it? 'Cause there's a bunch of them down there. So we're gonna throw it on the Rapala real quick here. You can see. Okay, so she's 5'15". 5'15". I didn't lock it, so you gotta believe me. But dude, how about it? Glide bait, Mondo Wando. We're gonna get her released. And I don't think we're gonna screw around with these fish too much. I wanna try, let's get her back. Okay, go back down. I wanna try a couple different baits just to see if they'll react to all of them. They seem like really fresh fish, which would highly surprise me, but we're definitely on like a sneaky deal. This is like a ledge, but there's a bunch of grass on it, so it's really hard to see the fish. So we're gonna take a little pause on that glide bait. That was in Mondo, dude. But what I'm gonna do is I want to test this red craw thing. So this has been a real popular bait. It's the Menace. It's basically like a little grub style bait with little kickers on it. I'm actually gonna put it on a Carolina rig. These fish are really suspended. I just dragged a worm through them and didn't get any bites. So it's a downsized presentation, which I like because a lot of these fish, even though I think I might have just first found these fish, I probably didn't. The reality is, like, guys are good, man. They're good with their sonar. But we're just gonna Texas rig that on a Carolina rig. Now the one trick with this sea rig is it's a light Carolina rig. A lot of times down in Florida we do this what's called a grass Carolina rig, and it's like 3/8, 3/16, maybe an 1/8 even, super shallow. It used to do on Okeechobee when there was grass down there. And basically that lighter weight, it's almost light Texas rigging. It doesn't hang on the grass as well, and it just kind of flows through it as long as you're using kind of a straighter, more profiled bait. And we're gonna see if we can't pick up some of those straggler fish and trigger some more to bite. Got him that time. That's the old hover dubber, dude. I had to work for that fish though, but that's a big. That's a good one. This is that new hover rig though from Gambler. Look at that, dude. Have you ever seen a freaking fish like that? Balloony? Holy jeez. I'm putting you on the scale. You are like a 3-pounder, dude, with a 6-pound body. I want to get this guy back, but he's like an absolute balloon, dude. This fish, I just want to see what, it's a 3-pounder, like body. Dude, do you see that belly? All right, let's see what you weigh. You'd be a fun one to bring into a derby, dude. People would be like, yeah, that looks like a 2.5 length, and it's like 4 pounds. Dude, are you kidding me? Bro. This fish weighs 4.3 pounds, dude. This fish is probably like 19 inches long. 4.3 pounds, like 19 inches long. Let's get her back though. Oh man, that's what you get for hanging out with a bunch of spotted bass, bro. You end up turning into a balloon. Fatty Bo Batty, get back down there. That was interesting. I've gotten a lot of mixed messages. So I found some new schools, which is, 4 stars. That's great. And some new pods of fish relating to the grass, which is kind of like the sneakier stuff. And that glide seems to play. I played around with some of the red stuff, and it works. I don't know if it works better. I need to drag a little bit more and see. Like it gets bit, but I'm still catching like 3.5 to 4 pounders. Like the only thing I'm getting bit big on is that hover rig and then that glide bait, but it's very sporadic and you can't count on it. So I'd like something a little more dependable. Oh my God, dude. I cannot get them to hook up on this thing. I'm sort of up in the air on how this is gonna go. I'm gonna fish. I got my Tato mount here too, so I'm gonna try to run the cameras during the derb and see how it goes. But it's going to be interesting, and it's really going to rely on me being like mentally on point, dude, and really burning water and not getting too frustrated if a spot doesn't kick out and just moving on to the next with an open mind. I really think that's going to be the trick, because any one stop could be a 5 to 6, 5 to 7 pound fish, and as long as you keep your mental game good, you can make that happen. If you get all pissy face and butt hurt, dude, you're not going to catch that fish, even if it's sitting down there waiting to eat. So hit that like and subscribe button. Wish me luck. I'm going to need it. So I will let you know, or post a video of how Derby Day goes. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Peace out.